on my smart glasses for this chase, Bill.
That's a good look.
So could you imagine a high school world where taking the SATs were a thing of the past? I chased this to New Jersey's second largest college here, Montclair University, which has made the decision that SATs, ACT scores are optional to put on their application. I spoke with Dr. Pennington. She was in charge of this decision, who told me that the university has been gradually weighting SATs less against other things on the application, such as your GPA, your activities that you're involved in.
Looking at the factors that seem to make students successful, and what we determined was that their high school GPA was a much better predictor than their SAT score of how a student was going to perform in their first year.
I gave this chase a hands-on approach. I went to see Dr. DeAnthony, who has been tutoring kids to take the SATs for years now, and I asked her to give me a little glimpse at what the SAT looks like nowadays. I was reading through some of the questions, you know, the math. You have to go back and think, did I learn this in high school? How would I determine the answer of this that I can't remember how the heck to do this math problem?
How many of the ice cream flavors individually represent less than 25% of the total sales?
Most of my students are here practicing for the SATs, not because their SATs are poor, but because their parents are looking at the higher the SATs are, the more academic money you're going to get.
Montclair's decision to throw SATs out the window is adding momentum to a bigger movement to do away with the tests that some say are just a major money-making operation for not only these test preparation tutors, but also the creators of the SAT test.
The concern that I have is that is not taking the SAT or not submitting it now going to work against you? Because the people who submit it are going to be the people that you assume have higher scores. So if you look at an application and they didn't submit it, are they then going to view that as somebody who's not as prepared for college?
You know, I didn't know this, that you were meeting with Dr. DeAnthony. She was my SAT tutor. And I actually think it's doing a tremendous disservice to young kids today, because more and more you can't survive with just a college degree. You need a graduate degree. I had to take the GMAT, right? I had to prepare for that, and I didn't need Dr. D for the GMAT because I had a tutor, so I knew how to prepare. I bought a book for 20 bucks and got a pretty good score. So I think that maybe the solution is providing more services to those lower income students through schools that can help them prepare for a different way of thinking and a different way of test taking that does matter.
Personally, I'm so excited to hear about this because I'm not, and I never have been, a good standardized test taker, and unfortunately I wasn't able to take an SAT prep course. And I didn't get into some schools that I wanted to get into because my SAT scores weren't high enough. But when I wanted to, I got a 4.0 in college. So to say that SAT scores judge how you do, it's really not true.
Yeah, and it works both ways, because I actually was not a great student in high school, did very well on the SATs, and then was on the dean's list in college. So, you know, I guess it all depends on how you take tests. Good job.